Let us learn chapter 2.5, schedule 3, negative list and exemptions. What is negative list? The activities or transactions on which GST is not applicable. That is negative list or exemptions. So there are two lists. One is activities or transactions specified in schedule 3 of the CGST Act. And next is as per the notification given by the government. So first you need to learn schedule 3, and second you should be very careful with various notifications issued by the government of India as per the recommendation of GST Council. So let us learn the first section 7.2a, that is activities or transactions specified in schedule 3 of the CGST Act. The following are the activities which are exempted as per schedule 3, that is service by an employee to the employer in the normal course of employment. So employees are providing their service to the employer, and employer is giving a consideration in the form of salary or wage, but it will not be subject to GST as per schedule 3. Okay, so even if it is premature termination of contract of employment, it will not be coming in that, and the daily wages also will not be subject to GST. But if it is on a principal to principal basis, means there is a separate contract with the employee for providing supply of goods or services, it will be subject to GST. But in the normal course of employment, it will not be subject to GST. Then services by any court or tribunal established under any law for the time being in force, like district court, high court and Supreme Court, it will not be subject to GST. Then the functions performed by the members of parliament, members of state legislature, panchayat, municipalities and members of other local authorities, it will not be subject to GST if such persons are providing services in their capacities. Then the duties performed by any person who holds any post in pursuance of the provisions of the Constitution of India. So who it can be? President, Vice President, Ministers, Chief Minister, Chief Justice, okay, Prime Minister, Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Chief Election Commissioner, Controller and Auditor General, Chairman of the PSC Commission, Attorney General of India. All these persons are carrying the designation as per the Constitution of India. So it is not subject to GST. Their services are not subject to GST. And as well as the duties performed by a chairperson or a member of a director in a body established by the central government or a state government or a local authority, and who is not deemed as an employee. Okay. Then the fourth one is service of funeral, burial, crematorium or mortuary, including transportation of the deceased. Then the fifth is sale of land subject to paragraph 5 and clause B of schedule 2, that is sale of building after getting the completion of certificate. Then the sixth is actionable claims except lottery, betting and gambling. So please take care, on lottery, betting and gambling GST is levied, but on other actionable claims like recovery of insurance money, claim of arrears of rent, future rent, unsecured loans, unsecured debentures, claiming a share in the profit of a partnership firm, all these are actionable claims, but GST is not applicable on it as per schedule 3. And you should be very careful regarding the notifications issued by the government of India as per section 7.2b. So there are two notifications given here. So one is regarding any function entrusted to Panchayat under Article 243G of the Constitution as per notification number 14/2017, it is exempted, like services related to agriculture extension, land improvement, minor irrigation, animal husbandry, etc. It will not be treated as a supply under GST. And coming to circular number 11/2017, if there is an interstate movement of buses, trucks, trackers, tankers, trailers, etc., vessels, containers, aircrafts, etc., carrying goods or passengers or both for repairs or maintenance, not for further supply, then it will not be subject to GST. As well as it is applicable also for rigs, tools, spares, etc. Okay, so you should be very careful with the notifications also. Then, let us come to the day-to-day life, which goods are exempted. Let us take goods first. So let us see these goods like vegetables, potatoes, tomatoes, onions, etc., various vegetables. Fruits like banana, grapes, apple, oranges, etc. Fresh milk and milk products. Food grains. See, in case of food grains, if it is branded item, then it is GST liable. Okay. But if it is loose item, okay, then it is not applicable to GST. Then fish, meat, including live fish, electricity, human blood and its components, Indian national flag, printed books, newspapers, journals and periodicals, handmade musical instruments. These all are exempted, not subject to GST. Then, as you know, alcohol, petroleum products, as well as electricity are also outside the purview of GST. Then tobacco and tobacco products are subject to GST, and as well as central excise duty also will be applicable on it. Then, after studying about goods, now let us come to services exempted. But please take care, there are various conditions or limits in case of services. Okay, so you should be take care this one. In the, I have given a table, exemption available as well as exemption will not be available are given under details column. So if you take the first point, services by government or a local authority. Okay, so all services are exempted, but not services by the Department of Post by way of speed post, express parcel post, life insurance, agency services, etc. So on these services which are provided by Department of Post, etc., GST is liable. Okay. On other services, GST is not liable. Okay. Like that, if you take the, I have given a complete list here. Okay, you can read it in the study material. And of course, there are some 84 or like that. Okay, 83. Okay, it may increase also. Okay, so you need to take time for reading all these things. I will just brief upon important points which may come in the day-to-day life. So one is rent, services by way of renting of residential dwelling, okay, for use as residence. So it is not subject to GST, but if it is given for commercial purpose, then it is subject to GST. Then services by way of transportation of goods by road, it is exempted, but this exemption is not available for goods transportation agency, that is GTA, as well as courier agencies. So they have to pay GST. Then by inland waterways also, it is exempted. Then coming to entities registered under section 12A of the income tax. Services by an entity registered under section 12A of the Income Tax Act 1961, that is 43 of 1961, by way of charitable activities are exempted. Then coming to, that is giving on hire, services by giving on hire to state transport or undertaking a motor vehicle meant to carry more than 12 passengers, or to a goods transport agency by means of transportation of goods. So it is exempted. Then transport of passengers, see, specific states are given or areas are given. Okay, so you need to take care of such conditions. Only those transportations which fulfill these conditions are exempted. Then transfer of going concern 32, services by way of transfer of a going concern as a whole or an independent part thereof is exempted. Public conveniences, okay, services by way of public convenience such as provision of facilities of bathroom, washrooms, lavatories, urinal or toilets. So you can see in some cities there will be public toilets. So if they collect any cash from the public who are using such facilities, it will not be subject to GST. Then tour operator. Services provided by a tour operator to a foreign tourist in relation to a tour conducted only outside India. So the services should be provided to a foreign tourist and the tour should be done outside India. Then only it is exempted. Then fruits and vegetables, services by way of preconditioning, pre-cooling, repenning, waxing, retail packing, labeling of fruits and vegetables which do not change or alter the essential characteristics of the said fruits or vegetables. So any activities, but it should not change the basic characteristics. Okay, it should be fruit and vegetable itself, but conditioning it for any sale or preserving it, so it will be exempted. Then museum, national park, zoo, etc., any admission fee is exempted. Like that you can see various services here. Then training or coaching in recreational activities, service by of training or coaching in recreational activities relating to arts or culture or sports by charitable entities registered under section 12A of the Income Tax Act 1961 is exempted. Then there are various exemptions available for skill development also. Only specific services are exempted, not all services. Then pure labor contracts for residential units. Services by a pure labor contracts of construction, erection, commissioning or installation of original works pertaining to a single residential unit. So it should be related to a single residential unit, a separate house. Okay, and it should be other than as a part of the residential complex. Then it is exempted. Then general insurance exemptions are available subject to the specific schemes. Okay, so you should take care to check with this list whether it is coming under this list, then it is exempted. Life insurance business also will be getting exemptions subject to conditions. Then transportation of passengers, okay, like railways, metro, monorail or tramway, inland waterways, public transport, metered cabs or auto rickshaws. Okay, so if you go to buy a auto rickshaw, it is exempted. If you are paying any charge to auto fare, it is exempted from GST. But if you are going by a railway train also, it is exempted. But this exemption will not be available for first class and air conditioned coach. So if you are going in a second class like that, it is exempted, but not for first class and air conditioned coach. Then religious or ceremony or rent. See, there can be any religious trust, okay, or charitable trust who are giving their properties on rent, okay, or we will be conducting any religious ceremony there. So if it is renting of rooms where charges are ₹1,000 or more per day, then it is chargeable to GST. But if the rent is less than ₹1,000, the room rent is less than ₹1,000, then it is exempted. Like that, if you are taking a Kalyana Mandapam or open area, the limit is 10,000. Up to rent of 10,000, it is exempted. Then renting of shops or other spaces for business or commerce where charges are ₹10,000 or more per month, then it is not exempted. So again, limit is 10,000 there. Then hotel, inn, guest house or club or campsite. Services by a hotel, inn, guest house, or club or campsite, whatever name called, for residential or lodging purposes, having declared tariff of a unit of accommodation less than ₹1,000. So if you are going to a hotel where the declared tariff, it is not the tariff you are paying, the declared tariff in the brochure or such promotional materials or in website, the declared tariff should be less than 1,000. Then it will be exempted. Then services related to rice, services by way of loading or unloading, packing or storage or warehousing of rice. So all these services, again GST and also can be seen there. So all these services are exempted as per the notifications given or as per the schedule 3 that we have learned in this chapter. Hope it is clear to you, so that negative list or exemptions can be given as per schedule 3 or specific notifications. Thank you.